There's a specific kind of stress that only hits when you're down to your last 50 bucks. It's the constant, exhausting mental math you do at the checkout counter. It's the way your heart skips a beat when you see an auto pay notification on your phone because you aren't sure if the balance can handle it. Most financial advice is written for people who already have a buffer. They tell you to cut out the Netflix or skip the latte, like that's going to fix a deep-rooted survival struggle. It won't. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't need a budget. You need a psychological breakout. I'm going to give you a tool called the $20 rule. It's not about the math. It's a brain hack designed to destroy the broke identity that's keeping you stuck. In a world where half the population couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency, this is your exit strategy. The reason most people fail to save isn't because they lack willpower. It's because the rules they follow are built for a different world. Take the 50-30-20 rule. It looks great in a textbook, but if you're working 3 different gigs and your rent just spiked, there is no 30% for fun. When you try to automate a big chunk of your paycheck into savings, you usually end up clawing it back 3 days later for gas or groceries. That cycle creates a shame spiral. Every time you move money back from savings to checking, you tell yourself, see, I'm just bad with money. You stop trying because the failure hurts more than the debt. We have to break that cycle by starting so small that your brain doesn't even recognize it as a sacrifice. Here is the raw mechanic. Every single time you receive any form of income, whether it's a direct deposit, a Venmo from a side job, or cash under the table, you take $20 and move it. But where you move it matters. You need a firewalled account. This has to be a completely separate bank from your main one. If you can see the balance in your everyday app, you'll spend it. You need a shadow account that starts at absolute zero. The rule is simple. Income hits, $20 leaves. Do not automate this. I know that sounds backwards, but for someone who is broke, automation is an invisible ghost. You need to manually tap that screen. You need to physically see that $20 bill move into your vault. This builds a neural connection between earning and protecting. You're proving to your nervous system that no matter how chaotic your income is, you are a person who keeps a portion of the harvest. In today's gig economy, income is a roller coaster. 1 week you're flush, the next you're scraping by. This is why the $20 rule is superior to a percentage-based system. $20 is a fixed, manageable unit of power. When you have zero in savings, you have zero leverage. You take the worst shifts and the most annoying clients because you're desperate. But the moment that shadow account hits $500 or $1,000, your body language changes. You stop vibrating at the frequency of desperation. That small pile gives you the confidence to say no to a bad deal or yes to a better opportunity. Data shows that people with even a tiny emergency fund are far more likely to double their income within a year. It's not magic, it's the fact that you can finally think 3 steps ahead instead of just staring at today's dinner. This works because it exploits 3 psychological triggers. Low friction. $20 doesn't feel like a lifestyle change, it's just one bill. Your brain doesn't go into depravity mode. The level up effect. When you see a brand new account go from $0 to $20, then $100, then $400, it triggers the same dopamine hit as a video game. You start wanting to win the game of growth. Identity rewiring. You stop saying, I'm broke. You start saying, I have a fund. Once your identity shifts from victim to owner, you naturally start making better financial choices in every other area of your life. Stop watching and start doing. Open the account right now. Find an online bank with no fees and open it before this video ends. The first drop. Transfer your first $20 immediately. I don't care if it's the last $20 you have. You need to cross the line. Set the trigger. Decide your income event. Every time a paycheck lands, every $100 you make on DoorDash, pick the trigger and never miss it. You're not trying to get rich today. You're trying to stop the bleeding. The difference between $0 and $400 is the difference between a crisis and a minor annoyance. Start small, stay manual.